Hare Krishna.
Hi Krishna.
We're just out on a boat.
Yeah, we're on a boat.
We're on a boat.
Stranded.
Setting sail. And we decided to read Bhagavatam. I've got my binoculars. Just watching ahead.
I'm just staring.
And she's staring, so you know,
whatever it's called.
the spiritual master is, we were just talking about the boat, right? One of the verses.
Yeah.
So spiritual master is the boat by which we can cross the ocean, and the Vedas are the favorable breezes. What is it? Oh goodness, the captain is the spiritual master.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, we're gonna read.
Yeah, let's do a big shout out though, because we were in Crawley yesterday. So shout out to Ronnie, Sri Devi Gopi, Kushi. Kushi, I don't think you watch it so much, but we'll give you a shout out anyway. But definitely Ronnie and Sri Devi watch it.
Whoa, be careful, the tides are rolling. Let's start.
Yeah, let's start with this.
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Alright, it's Canto 3, Chapter 21, Text 21. Alright, conversation between Manu and Kardama. I continuously offer my respectful obeisances unto your lotus feet, of which it is worthy to take shelter, because you shower all benedictions on the insignificant. To give all living entities detachment from fruitive activity by realizing you have expanded these material worlds by your own energy. Purport. Everyone therefore, whether he desires material enjoyment, liberation, or the transcendental loving service of the Lord, should engage himself offering obeisances unto the Supreme Lord, because the Lord can award everyone his desired benediction. In Bhagavad Gita, the Lord affirms, Ye yata mam prapadyante. Anyone who desires to be a successful enjoyer in this material world is awarded that benediction by the Lord. Anyone who wants to be liberated from the entanglement of this material world is given liberation by the Lord. And anyone who desires to constantly engage in his service in full Krishna consciousness is awarded that benediction by the Lord. For material enjoyment, he has prescribed so many ritualistic sacrificial performances in the Vedas, and thus people may take advantage of those instructions and enjoy material life in higher planets or in a noble aristocratic family. These processes are mentioned in the Vedas, and one can take advantage of them. It is similar with those who want to be liberated from this material world.
Unless one is disgusted with the enjoyment of this material world, he cannot aspire for liberation. Liberation is for one who is disgusted with material enjoyment. Vedanta Sutra says, therefore, atato brahma jigyasa. Those who have given up the attempt to be happy in this material world can inquire about the absolute truth. For those who want to know the absolute truth, the Vedanta Sutra is available, as is Srimad Bhagavatam, the actual explanation of Vedanta Sutra. Since Bhagavad Gita is also Vedanta Sutra, by understanding Srimad Bhagavatam, Vedanta Sutra, or Bhagavad Gita, one can obtain real knowledge. When one obtains real knowledge, he becomes theoretically one with the Supreme. And when he actually begins the service of Brahman, or Krishna consciousness, he is not only liberated, but situated in his spiritual life. Similarly, for those who want to lord it over material nature, there are so many departments of material enjoyment. Material knowledge and material science are available, and the Lord provides for persons who want to enjoy them. The conclusion is that one should worship the Supreme Personality of Godhead for any benediction. The word Kama Varsham is very significant, for it indicates that he satisfies the desires of anyone who approaches him. But one who sincerely loves Krishna and yet wants material enjoyment is in perplexity. Krishna, being very kind toward him, gives him an opportunity to engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, and so he gradually forgets the hallucination.
That's a nice statement.
Nice what?
The statement, so he gradually forgets the hallucination. That's the whole, that we're under like some sort of hallucinate. The last sentence.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Oh God.
All the toys, and you got to go for the thing that you shouldn't play with. Okay, text 22.
Yeah.
Maitreya resumed. Sincerely extolled in these words, Lord Vishnu, shining very beautifully on the shoulders of Garuda, replied with words as sweet as nectar. His eyebrows moved gracefully as he looked at the sage with a smile of affection. Purport. The word vachasamritena is significant. Whenever the Lord speaks, he speaks from the transcendental world. He does not speak from the material world. Since he is transcendental, his speech is also transcendental, as is his activity. Everything in relation to him is transcendental. The word Amrita refers to one who does not meet with death. The words and activities of the Lord are deathless. Therefore, they are not manufactured of this material world. The sound of this material world and that of the spiritual world are completely different. And right now you can hear all the sounds of the material world, right? The sound of, and we're hearing also the sound of the spiritual world by reciting Bhagavatam. The sound of the spiritual world is nectarian and eternal, whereas the sound of the material world is hackneyed and subject to end. The sound of the holy name, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, everlastingly increases the enthusiasm of the chanter. If one repeats monotonous material words, he will feel exhausted. But if he chants Hare Krishna 24 hours a day, he will never feel exhausted. Rather, he will feel encouraged to continue chanting more and more. When the Lord replied to the sage Kardama, the word vachasamritena is specifically mentioned, since he spoke from the transcendental world. He replied in transcendental words, and when he spoke, his eyebrows moved with great affection. When a devotee praises the glories of the Lord is very satisfied, and he bestows his transcendental benediction upon the devotee without reservation, because he is always causelessly merciful toward his devotee. Any thoughts?
Well, that was my verse, but it's okay.
Oh, well, that's good. Finally, I get a word in edgewise. So I guess you can have 23 if you like.
Right.
Right, yeah.
The Supreme Lord said, having come to know what was in your mind, I have already arranged for that for which you have worshipped me. Well, through your mental and sensory discipline. Purport. The Supreme Personality of God in his paramount feature is situated in everyone's heart. He knows, therefore, the past, present, and future of every individual person, as well as his desires, activities, and everything about him. It is stated in Bhagavad Gita that he is seated in the heart as a witness. The Personality of Godhead knew the heart's desire of Kardama Muni, and he had already arranged for the fulfillment of his desires. He never disappoints a sincere devotee, regardless of what he wants, but he never allows anything which will be detrimental to the individual's devotional service.
Powerful last couple of sentences again.
Yeah, he never disappoints a sincere devotee, regardless of what he wants. Yeah. But then, at the same time, he doesn't allow anything which will be detrimental. That's like a perfect parent, isn't it? It's like you have to sometimes say no.
Yeah.
As much as the child will kick and scream and sadly walk away.
Yeah.
I mean, literally from parents, but also from the Lord, because you think, I want these things, and I keep praying to and fasting and doing all this devotional service, and you don't fulfill it. But he knows the bigger picture, isn't he? He knows how weak we are and what will happen when we get those things.
Yeah, I guess it's a nice statement for helping us to see that if things aren't manifesting that we want, we need to take deeper shelter and understand that Krishna's, making
it's
it work.
true.
Like, that thing we were talking about earlier, I was thinking, we have to keep trying. It's not that we give up.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we have to understand when Krishna's ready, it will finish.
Manifest.
It will complete. It'll manifest. Like that.
Yeah.
So, like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Text 24.
Should you do one more?
Okay, this will be the last one then?
Yeah, just because.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think some other people might want to get on the boat.
Yeah. Like little people.
Like little people, yeah. Instead of the big people hogging the boat up. The Lord continued, "My dear Rishi, O leader of the living entities, for those who serve me in devotion by worshipping me, especially persons like you who have given up everything unto me, there is never any question of frustration." Interesting. Purport. Even if he has some desires, one engaged in the service of the Lord is never frustrated. Those engaged in his service are called sakama and akama. Those who approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead with desires for material enjoyment are called sakama. And those devotees who have no material desires for sense gratification, but serve the Supreme Lord out of spontaneous love for him, are called akama. Sakama devotees are divided into 4 classes. Those in distress, those in need of money, the inquisitive and the wise. Interesting, this is what we were just reading in Bhagavad Gita, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing how these things, we're reading a few different books at the moment and they just keep all lining up and repeating each other. It's really powerful. Someone else worships the Lord, let me see.
Someone worships
the Supreme Lord because of bodily or mental distress. Someone else worships the Supreme Lord because he is in need of money. Someone else worships the Lord out of inquisitiveness, to know him as he is, and someone wants to know the Lord as a philosopher can know him, by research work of his wisdom. Interesting. There is no frustration for any of these 4 classes of men. Each is endowed with the desired result of his worship. Yeah, I like this verse. Interesting. Any thoughts?
Yeah, it's just like, emphasizing that regardless of what your needs and desires and wants are, material, spiritual, pure, mixed, whatever, just go to Krishna.
It's what?
Just go to Krishna.
Yeah.
That's what it seems to be saying,
Okay. Looks like we're ready to finish.
Yeah, I need to steer the boat.
Okay.
Is that what you say? Steer? Land ahoy.
Not land ahoy, but land ho.
I'm going to walk the plank in a minute.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Rantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, if
Right.
anyone remembers that verse about the favorable breezes and the captain and the crossing the material ocean on a suitable boat, I know there's one coming up in this chapter actually where the wife is compared to a suitable boat. Maybe have we already read that verse?
I don't recall it with my Kali Yuga brain.
But the wife is a suitable boat by which a gentleman can cross over the impediments of the material world. Hare Krishna.
Bye. Hare Krishna.
Rantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.